So we have a GE front loader here, and the issue you're having, or I am having with this one, is you have a cycle and you turn the washer on and it dies either during the cycle or when you try to initiate a cycle, it turns off. Some things you'll hear a click on the right corner. You'll definitely hear very evident clicking sound, like click. And those are just some of the sounds you'll hear. So power, and we're gonna do quick wash and temperature, hot, start. Come on, you know you want to. I'll be showing you the fix or the repair. The repair would be to replace the main board, upper right corner. And in the next video, you'll see where I test the relays. So if you want, you can actually order the relays and replace them, and that will also fix the issue. All right, so enjoy the rest of the video, and thanks for watching. I mean, I'm sure you've had it for a little bit.
Yeah, we had it for
And it was working. Yeah. It's gonna turn on.
Interesting is don't ever.
All right, guys. So this is a main board on a GE front loader. This is the washer with it has an inverter, so it will have a belt, and I think 2019 model, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So the issue with this board, I have not repaired it yet, but the issue with this is we have a relay that is bad. Now, if you're experiencing this particular issue with your washer, you might get a message that kind of points you that the inverter could be bad, but it's not exactly the correct code. So when your inverter is bad, your washer is not going to wash or spin, so keep that in mind. So if you're able to get any kind of movement from the drum, your inverter is fine. Now, movement as in either spin or rotation, usually, but they are separate. On the inverter, those big capacitors, well, let's not even get into that right now, but this board, I want to point out the issue you're having with your washer. You turn on the washer, and 2-3 seconds or so maybe into the cycle, it just turns off and goes blank. You turn the knob, it comes back on. So you need to replace the board. Or I will leave a link for this relay, and if you're handy, you can unsolder it, put a new one in, and the board should be good. So now you can verify if these are good or bad, and you do need a magnet. I will leave a link to these as well. And so what you do these two pins are usually the coil, okay? So if you see two pins by themselves, that's the coil. So when you put the magnet next to it, you'll hear it click, okay? This one is having major issues clicking. And these are heavy-duty magnets. So I'm going to try and see. He wasn't engaging, and in fact, I had the magnet on this, and the washer washed okay, but sometimes it would shift and it would just go away. So basically it needs to be replaced. Wow. It's not clicking. But anyways, let's say, so you want to get a meter, put it on ohms, continuity. Make sure you turn yours on. And so these are the 4 pins. 1, 2, 3, 4. And normally they're across each other. When the relay closes, it makes contact in this circuit and this are 1. It becomes 1. So right now the magnet is on. And I'm going to put it on this one without moving. Nothing on my meter. Okay. That's straight across. But if I take the magnet off, it still beeps. So, see? So he's serving another purpose, but this guy is bad. Now, we can go to this guy and we can check this guy. In fact, I could check him right here on the back. And I actually marked it. So it's easier. I'll test it here first. So you see there's no continuity. And then, okay, touching, nothing. Now we're gonna put the magnet on. Heard the click. Now the hardest thing is to move this thing around without the magnet falling off. All right, so now we should get a reading. Let's flip it upside down fully. One there. And touching now. Okay. Relay did not turn on. Let's move it again. Heard the click. There we go. All right, hope that stays. Sometimes you need 2 people doing this because it's very difficult. Okay, so I think making sure I'm not double touching. Okay. Now I'm going to move my hand. There it is. Yep. And I'll even touch them back. Well, you saw that nothing was happening while it was touching. So this guy, all these are fine. Let's just check this one real quick. So again, remember the coil, okay? Coil, and then these are the pins. So not sure why, but meter leads are always getting tangled up at the worst time. Yeah, a lot of times you can just replace the relays on these boards and get things fixed and going. All right, so touching. Let's get you guys a little closer if you can. All right, so right there, nothing, right? So now, activate. Heard it. Heard it moved again. Hope it didn't shift too much. Yeah, it shifted. Nope. I think maybe. Yeah. This relay might actually be acting up as well. Because he's being very stubborn. All right, let's try it again. Yeah. So I'm going to try and hold my finger on these contact points and see if we can actually move it until I can get a contact. Magnet is being stupid. All right, so let's shift the magnet now. Yeah, so this relay is acting up as well. Definitely. So he's acting. And this one for sure is acting. I think we already checked this. He would not click. So it was the main one. So it's up to you. If you want to save money, definitely replace the relay, and you can definitely save the board. This is a transducer, and sometimes if your washer is stuck in a drain and it doesn't want to stop, you can unplug this, and sometimes over, you know, the life of the machine, this basically measures the amount of water, but it measures it in the form of pressure. So there's a pressure tube that comes up from the tub, and it has a certain amount of air, and it sends a signal to this, and then the signal is transferred and into a number, and that tells the machine how much water is in the tub. Or if it's too much pressure, it might think the tub is full. So sometimes you can actually spray just a tad bit of WD-40, only WD-40. It's non-conductive, works great, not a lot, and that will basically, if there's any moisture that is causing interference, it dissipates it, and it works great. So yep, so we have two battery relays. So I will leave a link to these in the video, and if anybody wants to do the repair, of course the obvious thing on here would be the fuse, and should be the first thing to check, but I think they make these fuses way too strong instead of actually other components dying, but that's what it is. All right, that should be it. Yeah, I did check this. I thought maybe I didn't. Also, I'm gonna have a video coming where I'm dealing with, this is on a Whirlpool top load washer, and the suck thing with this is Whirlpool actually made this, I'm not even sure what it's called. It's not even an epoxy. Maybe it is an epoxy, and it's just horrible. I haven't posted the video, but I do have one where I pretty much got all this stuff off, and just trying to decipher to get underneath the skin of it, but it's very difficult. I think I end up damaging a couple components on it, but what I suspect the fix for some of these, well, I'll do the video on it. So the unit's not powering on, and your door is locked, so no power to the display. And so once I get into it, I'll dig more. Here's another transducer as well. These always have issues with Whirlpool. So, all right, thanks for watching.